Thursday, October 21st, 2021. I ask that we please, I call ourselves to order, and that we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice
for all.
Thank you all. Okay. Our next section is our public comment section. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to make any comments to the, additions and changes to the agenda? I would like to propose a discussion on the mask mandates for the town offices. Do I hear a second, or anybody that would like to add that to the agenda?
I agree with, that should be added to the agenda.
Okay, John,
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, absolutely.
do we have?
Yeah, Peter, yeah, that sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And is Mark on or no?
I don't see it.
Guess not. Okay. Thank you. Any other additions or changes? Okay, hearing none, our public comment. This is the section that's reserved for people in attendance who wish to briefly address the board. We ask to 3 minutes or less. People wishing to comment should type comment and their name in the chat box, and they will be recognized.
Dan, where would you like to add that item to the agenda?
Under new business, I guess.
Okay.
That's the easiest place, I guess. Yeah. Okay, I'm assuming I hear or see no public comment. Our next would be our good to know. Andy, do you have anyone for that section?
We do not for this meeting.
Okay.
Mr. Larson, if I may, I guess my comment didn't get in under the public comment, but Sam Israeli from Troop 1028, the Scouts of Hebron, and just wanted to let you know that some of our scouts are going to be joining us tonight for Citizenship in the Community Merit Badge.
Oh, perfect. Great.
I'm ready.
Thank you. Hello. You can smile. You can be happy.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you. And thank you, the two of you, for attending. And your scout leader also. Donna, could you put up the, hi, Mark. Could you put up the agenda, please?
Hi, Dan.
Good day, sir. Okay, our next would be our town manager's report. Andy?
Wow, that was quick. Okay, so this week, of course, I'm still working with the new planner, and I'm trying to bring him up to speed. A few meetings, taking him around, meeting with some of the developers, working on a couple grants. So that's most of my activities with him so far. We're working on hiring new police. We have 2 people that we're moving forward through that process. We've been working with the schools on their budget and then discussing CIP projects. And of course, you guys attended that joint Board of Finance meeting. We've been working to get that information ready. Our health insurance consortium continues to do very well. We got kudos from our representative, or the company that represents us, Brown and Brown. They do a lot of consortiums, and ours seems to be performing the best. So that's good news. That's good news for our budgets on health insurance. Parks and Rec Director, a lot of new people, so there's a lot of things to get caught up on, a lot of the projects that Raymond Brook Marsh trail is complete except for the parking lot on Mill Stream Road. But the trees are planted, the stone dust is in. They did a really, really good job. If you haven't been out there to see it, it's worth taking the time to go out there. The sewers, they been started on the sewers? The silt fences are in, the temp stands have been put up. They're gonna do a bypass down on the old railroad. So there'll be some work in the state highway and state right away. They're coordinating that with the state. That should happen in the next couple of weeks. And you'll start seeing more aggressive reports coming out on what they're doing in their progress. And I got notification today that the clerical union is going to disband unless contract. They decided to opt out. So I got a call today. We'll be getting a legal notification in the mail. We'll review that to dissolve that agreement. And that's all I have for now.
Okay. I noticed that there was from Troop K an update or whatever from the run that we had. Did you just want to mention that at all for the people in the audience?
Sure,
Since
I
that was
can.
kind
I can. So the woman that was struck at the church on Church Street, they're still actively investigating that, and they're going to try to follow up on some leads. But as of right now, it's still an open investigation.
Thank you. Okay. Again, I apologize. Agenda, please. Thank you. Okay, our next would be the contract for the Affordable Housing Plan Consultant. Did you want to talk on this, Andy?
Yes. So it's kind of funny. So we got a grant for this. It's been well known how much the grant or state was going to supply for the grant. So when we went out to bid for this, you can see we got listed the 4 firms. They all came in at the same price, the grant. So in conversations with our town planner at the time, Mr. Michael Leary, we have worked with this firm before that we're recommending. They've assisted us on the plan of conservation and development, and we have Planning and Zoning Commission has a relationship with them already. So with everything else being equal, we felt it's appropriate because we're comfortable with that firm and have worked with them to award it to the company that's being brought up here tonight. So there's a motion there.
Yep. I'll read the motion. We'll open it up for discussion. Move that the Hebron Board of Selectmen award the contract for the Affordable Housing Consultant to Planometrics of Simsbury, Connecticut in the amount of $15,000. Okay, is there any comments? Andy, could you maybe very briefly just explain to the audience what this project is?
For the people that don't know, quickly, the state has come out with a mandate that all towns conduct affordable housing plans. In doing so, they also put some grant monies out there to try to help get this done. So the deadline is next summer, so we needed to get moving on this. This would be the first step in starting to work on that, would be to pick a consultant. This consultant would work with our new town, and they will be putting a subcommittee together of different people from different entities to work on this with them. So it's something that came down from the state, but I think it's a good thing. We probably should have done it anyway, so it'll be a good exercise.
Does anyone have any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor going across. Gail?
Gail Richmond, aye.
Mark?
Mark Rivera, aye.
Peter?
Peter Casper, aye.
John?
John Collins, aye.
And myself, Dan Larson, aye. Okay, perfect. Next.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is item 8B, I believe, and that would be to award the bid on a surplus public works vehicle. It's actually the old elementary school pickup truck that Wayne used to drive.
Okay.
So the town recently auctioned for surplus 2007 GMC Canyon four-wheel drive pickup with a plow. It was advertised in a legal notice in the River East. 4 bids were received, with the high bidder being Gordon Rathburn for $1,100. Bids received or ranged from $520 to the $1,100.
Okay, well, I'll read the motion, open it up. Move that the Hebron Board of Selectmen award the sale of the 2007 Canyon pickup truck surplus vehicle to Gordon Rathburn of Hebron, Connecticut for the sale price of $1,100. Any comments?
I have a question, Mr. Chairman. I have a question. So Andy, so the sale by auction, so just not familiar with that. So how does that work? It is simply through the River East is the whole process? Or is there additional advertising, or is there an additional, is simply specific through the River East, and then any response, those that respond then get evaluated, and the best is chosen? Is that how, I just didn't know if there's any more information on the auction process.
Well, depending on the vehicle, like if we were gonna get rid of something of real value, like a fire truck or a piece of equipment, which we've done in the past, like the bucket truck, anything with $5,000 or $6,000 or up, we would, we use a gov deals. They actually, we supply the information, they put it out, countrywide. This truck is pretty,
Used?
yeah, it's, so we, instead of spending a lot of time and effort on it, they charge us. So this one wasn't really worth it. I'm shocked we got that much for it, to be frank.
Yeah.
So the requirement for the town, as long as we do a formal legal notice of equipment, we meet the core requirement.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none. Gail,
Gail Richmond, aye.
Peter,
Peter Casper, aye.
Mark,
Mark Rivera, aye.
John,
John Collins, aye.
and myself, Dan Larson, aye. Okay, motion carries. Congratulations, Gordy. Bring plenty of rope and baling wire. No, that's not. Okay. Next is a memorandum of agreement regarding the use of federal fiscal year 2021 state Homeland Security grant funding and custodial ownership of regional assets in the Demas Region 3. This is an annual grant, federal grant, for which the town of Hebron, by way of this agreement, authorizes DESPP and Demas, DEMIS, to retain and administer grant funds with CROG, CRCOG, providing financial and programmatic oversight. Did you want to discuss anything on this, Andy?
It's pretty much a formality. It's from Demis. It's for, that goes to the emergency management. The agreement is in the packet. It's something we do every year.
Yep.
And it supplies us with money for the emergency management budget.
Okay. The resolution, be it resolved that the town of Hebron Board of Selectmen may enter into, with, and deliver to the state of Connecticut Department of Emergency Services and Public Protection, Division of Emergency Management Security, any and all documents which it deems to be necessary or appropriate, and be it further resolved that Andrew J. Tierney, as town manager of the town of Hebron, is authorized and directed to execute and deliver any and all documents on behalf of the town of Hebron Board of Selectmen, and to do and perform all acts and things which she deems to be necessary or appropriate, carry out the terms of such documents, including but not limited to executing, delivering all agreements and documents contemplated by such documents. This authorization is for the fiscal year 2021 Homeland Security Grant Program. Hearing the resolution, is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, saying aye. Gail?
Gail Richmond, aye.
Peter?
Peter Casper, aye.
Mark?
Mark Rivera, aye.
John?
John Collins, aye.
And myself, Dan Larson, aye. Thank you. Okay. I just lost the agenda.
Yeah, next agenda would be the draft agenda for the November 4th, 2021 meeting, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. And again, anyone who has any additions or whatever, like normal, please get them into the town staff. Same process. What's next on it?
If there's no other new business, you added the mask conversation.
Right. That was something that I've been seeing more and more towns have been dropping their mask requirements. And I wanted to open up to the board to see what their feelings were on this subject. As I say, I feel maybe it's time to move the mask mandate, and I would couple that with clearance of both the town manager and Chatham Health, if they could explain, why we should still keep it. But as I say, from what I'm seeing, I think we're in a really good spot right now. So I'll open it up what other people think or what their ideas are.
I'm in favor of removing it at the moment. Whatever else may be coming along, we can always instantly put the mask mandate back on with just a little notice. So unless Chatham Health and the town office staff have some other concern, I would be in favor of removing it at this time.
Andy, did you want to say anything or?
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't know this, we didn't have a discussion about this.
No, we did
You
not.
or anybody. So I just want to clarify. So the towns that I see removing the mask mandates, they had them throughout their municipality. So they're dropping those. So like South Windsor, they were even making businesses, anybody within their borough would have to wear a mask. So that's what I see dropping. The towns or the town buildings, at least through the Town Managers Association, are still asking the public when they come in to wear a mask. And Gail knows this better than anybody. I had probably a 20-minute conversation with Jack Richmond today regarding voting. So we're proposing moving forward because of the age of the people that volunteer, and it's suggested by the Chatham Health Director that people to come into the schools to vote. So we kind of put that all in place in the last couple of days. I'm not saying can't change what you guys want to do, but I just want to make sure the clarity is the ones that have been on the news are dropping the town-wide mandate. I'm not sure. I did have a poll this week with other towns, and a lot of them are requiring masks in the municipal buildings. Once they get in there, if like employees and stuff, once you get situated, you can take the mask off, but they're still asking the public when they come in to wear a mask. So it's up to you guys, but I just wanted to clarify that.
Okay. No, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I think I would, based on that information from our town manager, I would like to amend what I had said before. We can wait until after to discuss this again. And at that time, because it's brought up tonight, Andy could have more information for us. But at the moment, I think we need to be careful because, as he said, he was talking to my husband earlier about voting, and we want to be consistent across the board for the town buildings.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Mark.
Yeah. Gail and Andy, I think we ought to extend it a little longer. The mask mandate is still affecting schools. There's
Yeah, it is.
even been some students
Yeah.
who have contracted COVID. So it hasn't completely gone away. Maybe with the vaccines, people aren't getting as sick. I think we ought to wait till at least the election and reevaluate this.
Okay. I'm willing.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to bring a remark on something that I read in the news earlier this morning. The Delta variant is what we've been concerned about recently. And of course, we know that the positivity rate as of today is something like 1.8 in Connecticut. But in the UK, the Delta variant has come back with a vengeance, and they're finding their numbers going off the charts. So perhaps it is to wait and see where things go, because what happens over in the UK usually ends up happening here.
I am satisfied to continue. I just wanted to
Okay.
get it brought up for discussion. Yeah, and as I say, you hear with the other towns, I did not realize, and of course, the news blurbs only give you a fraction of the story. So
Yeah,
they're not telling you lies, but they're just not telling you the truth. So okay, no, I don't have a problem. I just wanted to bring it up to the body. So okay,
I think it's wise that we discussed it, so everyone and the audience knows that we are being careful and prudent and looking out for the town.
okay. Peter, chime in at all, or
Is there, what about the transfer station? Are we gonna take the car, 6-car limit off the table? Huh?
We can look at that. I had brought that up to Kevin previously, and I think he liked it for safety reasons, but if that's something that's an issue, we could.
No, I don't, it just, it's outside.
Yeah, for the COVID part, I agree. We've been having some issues with parents letting the kids run out or go over to the cardboard thing unattended, and we've had a couple close calls, so we've been trying to
Ooh,
limit the number of cars, and we got some new signage coming, but that's a totally different issue from COVID, I understand.
No, I can see that, actually.
hmm.
okay, perfect. Our next,
Believe it or not, you're onto the consent agenda.
okay. I'll read the motion. Move the Hebron Board of Selectmen to approve the following consent agenda items and motions contained therein as if individually adopted. And we have the approval of the October 7th regular meeting minutes and then the tax refunds as listed. I found one, it was more a typo than anything else. And I want to say it was, it's 7, maybe?
Good boy, puppy.
It's item 9 under new business, letter A, lot.
Okay, thank you.
There you go. Yep.
I knew I had sent it
Oh,
in,
Yeah,
but
I've got it
so
circled.
it's
Yeah,
a typo more than anything. Unless we have parking logs, which,
why not?
so.
I did notice one.
Go
I
ahead.
did notice one other thing. So under item 6, appointments and resignations, the confirmation of appointment of Director of Planning and Development. That was not, it was the appointment of the Board of Education
Yes.
member.
So that would be with those two
Oh, yeah.
changes.
You didn't even spot that one.
So I would make the motion that we, again, accept with the reported changes, the October 7th, 2021 regular meeting and tax refunds as listed. Anybody have anything else? Okay, hearing none. Gail,
Gail Richmond, aye.
Peter, Mark,
Mark Rivera, aye.
John,
John Collins,
and myself, aye. Thank you. Next would be our liaison reports, I believe. Start out with Mark.
Nothing to note to report.
Okay, Gail,
As always, I have a few things. Under the Douglas Library, I want to remind everyone that this Saturday at the Harvest Moon Festival, there will be a haunted house at the Douglas Library, which was created by the teen group at the library. So I'm going to be dressed up as ghouls and the like. But they did all the decorating and creating of this. Under the senior center, at long last, on November 1st, the congregate meals will be starting. Prior to that, as you all might remember, the meals at lunchtime have been a grab and go. So congregate meals will be starting again November 1st. And November 10th, veterans luncheon that they always have. Unfortunately, at this time, instead of being in the senior center, that will be a grab and go event. And nothing from the Board of Ed.
okay, Peter,
We were at that joint meeting this week, and the Parks and Rec Commission has not met since our last meeting, so I have nothing to add.
okay, John,
I just got this thing from the Wyndham Chamber of Commerce, which is interesting. They did a survey of some of the businesses in town. I think they had discussions with 23 businesses, and every one of the business has lost revenue and staff over the past 2 years, except for Chester Environmental Engineering. What do they say? Sales are down, supplies are limited, difficult to find employees that are reliable, increased burden on like the paid family leave and minimum wage laws. Small business owners are overwhelmed with the changing COVID data and guidelines in combination with a variety of new laws affecting their businesses. And 2 businesses, Blarney Stone and Bogue Farms, have closed their business because of the pandemic. So hopefully we'll be seeing a reverse in the next year, as the pandemic leaves.
it's far more than just pandemic problems. There was a toy store that was, I want to say up in Newington that's closing, Newington or West Hartford, I forgot which now. You can't get product. And even my industry can't get people that'll show up, that'll work. It's a crisis situation. Anyway, Andy, you have anything for?
No, Gail kind of tapped on something. I already gave a little update on the sewer, and I'll be sending out a more formal email to the Board of Selectmen with bullet points on what they're doing. But they have the trunk or treat on the 19th, which I believe is Friday. And then, I'm sorry, the 29th. And then I'll be judging pumpkins
Yeah.
at the town center project Saturday night. So support the town center project. They're gonna have some things going on up and down Main Street. So hopefully, it looks like the weather's supposed to cooperate.
Mm.
Hopefully that'll be a good event. I know there was a lot of people last time they had it. And that's it.
Okay, and myself, I've got nothing, I don't think. Hebron Historic Properties is still working on historic property debt on a couple of homes, and I want to say the Stone property, those people have put a request to get listed in the historic register for that piece of property that's up on Wall Street. So other than that, that is sort of it. Anyone have anything else? Mr. Izzarella, did you want to do anything with your scouts?
Yeah, actually, to the board, I'd like to extend our appreciation for the efforts of Andy and Craig Bryant over at Parks and Rec for having a continued relationship with our Eagle Scout projects. Even with COVID, both troops, 28, the boys, and 1028, the girls, have continued to advancements and develop Eagle Scout projects. We just had a Eagle Scout project approved for Joe Nygren. He's going to be working on the Burnt Hill sign, historical signing project up there. And we talked to Craig about the extension of the sign projects that we did at Raymond Brook Preserve onto the new section over near the bridge and potentially even a picnic area. So beautiful area over there. We were out the other day and hiked it. Hope more folks in town see it, and we hope that the Scout projects will allow them to know where it's at. So again, thanks to all, and we look forward to continuing that relationship.
Thank you. Again, we open it up at the end of our Board of Selectmen meeting for public comment. So if
Dan?
anyone does, yes, I hear voices.
It's Mark, Scouts.
Yes.
Thank you.
Paul
you.
Brown, are you Kevin's little brother? Name is-
The younger sister, yeah.
That's
I just say Paul there.
That's her dad. Is
I
your
don't know.
Gotcha.
Yeah, she is. Kira is has two older brothers. One is an Eagle Scout. The second one is going to be wrapping up. We have a lot of pressure on Kira, and she's got a younger sister too, Linnea Carlson, who's joined us. Both of her older brothers were both Troop 1028 Eagle Scouts, Tim Carlson and Thomas Carlson. So we've got some long traditions and a great program that's continued to grow, even be it slightly. Some of the towns are unfortunately folding their Scout programs. A couple of them, especially the AHMs, students that are in the RAM school program, if their towns are no longer going to have programs, that we will be more than happy to have them join with us and continue their advancements.
Great
Kara,
job.
are you going to be going for your gold award?
So the girls actually, both Linnea and Kira, are both going to be able to earn, and I believe we're going to have our first female Eagle Scout within probably the next couple of days. We anticipate that her project has been completed and she's got some things signed off in a board review, but more news to follow.
Fantastic. Congratulations. That's great.
That's tremendous. Congratulations.
Anyway, so any other comment?
Chairman Larson, there's just one public comment for the record. Kathy Williams had indicated during the mask discussion, schools still have mask mandate from the state.
Mhm.
That's
Yes.
it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, hearing none, hear a motion for adjournment. Hale?
It is 7:35, and I'd like to make for us to adjourn. And I am absolutely delighted this time to make the motion. We set a record for brevity.
Thank you. Y'all, everybody have a safe, happy weekend. Thank you all.
Thanks a lot, guys.